You are listening to the story Kochi Hearts, written by Sudha Nair and narrated by Vishal Menon. Neeraj stepped out of Denpasar International Airport, Bali, and squinted at the strong mid-morning sun as he made his way towards the crowded taxi stand. The long line was crawling at a snail's pace. Sweat trickled down his back as he shuffled along, pushing his sunglasses up the bridge of his sweaty nose. At the front of the line, a couple was arguing with an official about the taxi fare. As Neeraj rolled his suitcase while glancing over a pamphlet that a tour guide had shoved into his hand, he bumped hard into something and looked up to find a wide straw hat in his face. He fumbled a bit at the unexpected collision. The owner of the hat turned around. Neeraj's breath caught. Everything seemed to go silent around him, as if the world was slowing down for a moment. He blinked, taking in the sight in front of him. She had a striking, heart-shaped face, framed by a few wispy curls that had escaped her hat, and bright sparkling eyes that were now wide open with surprise. A faint ping sounded in his chest. Mouth open, he stared at her, suddenly finding himself at a loss of words. "Excuse me?" she said softly, snapping him out of his daze. Sorry," he said, finally finding his tongue. It was an accident." "It's okay." She straightened her hat and turned back. Phew. He let out the breath that he had been holding. He was sure she was from India. She was petite and wore a skinny top and tights. She had a tiny waist that would probably fit the span of his hands. He couldn't take his eyes off her. Most of her hair was hidden under her hat. His gaze fell on a tiny brown mole that rested at the base of her neck. As he watched, a bead of sweat trickled down from under her hat and headed towards it. An unexpected "ah" escaped him when the droplet disappeared into her top. His hand flew to his mouth, but it was too late. She turned around. "Did you say something?" No, nothing." Neeraj stammered for a moment before pointing to the couple in the front who were still arguing. Why get into the line and then argue about the fare, right?" "Yes, the line is just getting longer." She turned back and dabbed her neck with a handkerchief. He dragged his eyes away from her before he could do or say something stupid again and looked straight ahead. The sun in Bali was a killer. But so was the sun in Kerala, where Neeraj was from. He was an IT engineer at a company called Techland in Kochi, one of India's metros where many IT jobs had recently mushroomed. He had been on such a tight schedule for the past year, working long, grueling hours, that he finally decided he needed a break. His colleague suggested Bali, saying that it was economical, relaxing and fun. He was sold on the idea of a solo trip. The argument along the line heated up, distracting him, and went on for a few minutes until the remaining passengers scolded the couple. The woman in the straw hat suddenly raised her hands to her head, bringing his focus back to her. She took off the hat, revealing a mass of curly hair tied into a top knot with a purple band. She pressed the hat between her thighs, removed the purple band and readjusted her hair. Just then, a man came up to her. "Taxi, madam?" Neeraj hadn't realized that the line had moved further.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?